Maybe I can do like an editing effect where I just pop up. Okay.
Hang a door.
Exactly 1 year ago, I made a tier list ranking every anime I saw in the year. And when I finished that project, I said, I'm gonna do it again next year. And here we are. You can see my feet now. You can look at my dumb socks. You can see my feet, right? Okay. So here's the thing though. There were so many shows that I watched that I just don't remember. It was so long ago in the year. So I'm just gonna do a speed run of those, and we're gonna see how well that goes, okay? And then at the end of it, I'm gonna talk about the only 3 ones that I really cared about in depth, because that's the whole reason why I'm doing this. Spoilers, I guess. No one's gonna watch this, let's be honest. We're gonna start the timer. Okay. I'm already panicking. Okay. First show, blue box. In no part of the show do I see a blue box. Put it in the B tier for blue box. Bochi, the Lockley Cat movie, the first one. I really liked it. I think the second one's better than the first one. But both of those movies are really good. There's probably altogether like not even like 5 minutes of new original footage for the movies, but that 5 minutes was the best 5 minutes of my life. Put it in the S tier. Put both of them in the S tier. Chainsaw Man, the anime. I have no idea what that crazy man Fujimoto is gonna do next. Put him in the S tier. Leze arc, also really good. I feel like all the memes I saw of it kind of ruined it for me a little bit, but it's really good. Put it in the S tier. Kaguya-sama, one of the funniest show. Oh wait, not Kaguya-sama. I skipped one. Girls Band Cry. CGI in my cartoons of teenage anime girls. I don't want that. It's like a discount Bochi, except Bochi is cool because it's in 2D. Put it in C for CGI. And Kaguya-sama, one of the funniest animes I've ever watched, hands down. Put it in the S tier. For shit, man, that's really good. Okay, Kaiju 8. I mean this in the nicest way possible. Is one of the most generic shows I have ever seen. Put it in the D tier. This is where I think D tier is. My Hero Academia. Oh man, I'm gonna get really into it later with My Hero Academia. These 2 movies, first one, 2 heroes. I don't even remember any of it. So put it in the D tier. For the. Don't talk to me, please. Okay, Heroes Rising. Why would you make your 2 movie titles have both hero in them? I can't differentiate what they are. Put it in D tier for get some better rhyming or naming mechanics. My Dress Up Darling season 2. I was watching this in between a bunch of slop, and it was like, I can live again. Like, this is curing my depression. It was so good. Okay, S tier in the S. Turn the video upside down. This is S. Okay. The fragrant flower blooms with dignity. More like the characters in the show won't stop apologizing for shit that happened 10 episodes ago. I don't care what anyone says. Your waifu is generic and it sucks. Put it in the C tier. Solo leveling. Solo leveling is the worst shit I've ever seen. There's a tier. Scroll down. This is editing me. This is the reveal of the solo leveling tier. Notice how it's below the didn't finish tier and all of the other tiers because it's that bad. Solo leveling, banish it from my eyes. Get it out of here. I don't even want it in the tier list. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. Anime of the year, my ass. Okay. 3 minutes and 56 seconds. Oh man. Thank you. Now we can calmly talk about the other shows. So there's a whole tier here that says didn't finish. I didn't finish them. Honestly, some of these I think I lost interest because I couldn't get into it. And some of them I did really like. I just ran out of time in the lunar calendar to finish them. And now we move on to the big shows that I actually will have some thoughts to say. The first one I put up there, Pokémon X and Y series. This is where I tell you my life story and my critical analysis of the cartoon meant for children below 10. So first of all, the things that you hear the most about X and Y are like Ash's character. He has a whole arc. It's this whole thing, and it's actually written really well. The second thing you hear is the female companion, who is kind of like the second protagonist in the party in the show. Serena. She has a crush on Ash, and it's like actually developed, and that made me like eyebrow go up because like romance in Pokemon with Ash. Are you kidding me? So first of all, I don't really. Critically, I think the Ash's character, we've been with this character for so many generations now. So we've seen him his personality changes a little bit. I think Indigo League Ash is more interesting because he's actually like a little kid. And then slowly over time, he just kind of started becoming a robot that could only speak in positive sentences and could only talk about like friendship. And that just annoyed the shit out of me as a kid, if I'll be honest. So I was like, are you saying Ash actually like loses and he actually feels upset about it? Because I don't think he has that emotion in his program. And you know what? He does get like this one singular moment where he lost twice in a row and he was sad about it. And my problem with that is that I don't think I wouldn't call it like an arc, quote unquote, because he just like got pissy for like an episode and it was resolved within the episode. So I don't understand the praise of that arc, that quote-unquote character arc. His relationship with Selena, quote-unquote relationship. I actually, Selena, she deserves so much better. She can do so much better. You are so much better than this worthless trash. They kept trying to do that thing where like, she's like, I'm inspired by you, Ash, and that's what spurs me to be a better trainer. And I was just like, but he's not even doing anything. Like, he just lost twice. That doesn't make any sense to me. And I honestly think her character was weakened because of that. I honestly don't think that the writers had much thought beyond, it would be kind of interesting if we made her like Ash romantically. Because they literally don't do anything with that. And her character, I feel like it's actually held back by Ash. Because quite honestly, Ash is so stagnant as a character that I think having her latch onto him kind of stalls her development. And historically, the female travel companion in Pokemon is kind of like the secondary protagonist they have in their saga. They have their own arc, and the best examples are Dawn and May. Dawn and May were coordinators, so they did contests. And I liked contests in the anime because it was focused on like the appeal, and aesthetically, this is what contests do, which versus battling, which is just like fighting your little animals together. I thought that May and Dawn's arcs were really well done. And I liked their battles because contests were a natural minigame that you could do in the main series of games. So I was like, oh, I'm doing it too. But showcases don't exist in X and Y. You can really tell. It's so obvious that they had no idea what to make it. And it's the only way I can think of describing it is like a fashion contest. But it's so like out of the box sometimes. Like they'll have like a quiz show, a baking contest, and I'm like, what is this? What are we judging? And there's like the rules are also so lukewarm and like so like nothing. Like it was hard for me to get into it because I was like, this doesn't make any sense. It's like just do contests if you're gonna do it like this. Just like contests again. And I think the fact that showcases were so like nothing as a concept really held back Serena's character. And what was so weird about it too was also Alia is the reigning Kalos queen, and Serena and all of her little friends were like, I want to be just like Alia and be the Kalos queen, and they were saying it was this great thing. And like Alia is such like a nothing generic character. I was like, but you're already great on your own. Like, why would you do this? So I thought showcases were stupid, honestly. The one saving grace of the X and Y series is Alon. Alon is the coolest MFer. This dude's got the spiky, like look at him. He's got the spiky black hair, the cool like eyes, like angry eyes. He's got this fuck ass scarf that looks like his Mega Charizard X. He's got the leather jacket, the combat boots, the fingerless gloves. He is the coolest MFer to ever exist in the Pokemon universe. And Alon is like the edgiest, coolest dude ever. Like this dude bucks. He's so cool. He's got the Mega Charizard. Oh, look how cool he is. That's so cool. And Alon definitely saved the show for me. Cause not only was he cool, he also had the coolest Pokemon team. Like Ash had a pretty good team, except for his 3 flying types. This guy's so cool. He's so cool. I want to be like him one day. And also, I just think it's really cool. How many times have I said that now? Like, if he felt like a shonen protagonist in a Pokemon show, basically. Like that's how cool this guy was. He definitely saved the show for me. So the X and Y series was pretty alright. Where would I put it though? X and Y series. Let me get some distance. Put it in the A2. What else did I have next? I think this is where all of my Hero Academia stuff happened. So it's come to this. My Hero Academia. Oh, My Hero Academia. What a time we've had. I went through a roller coaster of emotions watching this, let me tell you. This has been almost a 10-year investment of my life watching this anime. I'm gonna be honest, I think this show, the first seasons 1 to 3, you'll notice I have several images. That's because I'm so divisive about this series that I think I had to break it down from seasons. Seasons 1 through 3 are generally good, peak shonen. And to understand what I'm going to say about the final season coming up, you have to like understand where I was coming from. This is like the last, shonen of like my adolescence, and I feel like that had a huge impact on how I was receiving it. So seasons 1 through 3 were generally really good. I still think season 2 is when it peaked. Like now that I've seen all of it, I think it peaked at season 2. So seasons 1 through 3 is the first image. Put that in A tier, please. The only thing that I would stop it from putting it in S is because there were a few fan service things that I didn't like. So seasons 4 through 5, we've now kind of exited the like peaceful era, like school life is not as focused anymore, and we're starting to focus more on hero society as a whole. And I remember around this time, I was sitting there being like, you know, I feel like this story has the potential to turn me off from it if it does these one or two specific things. And I was like, at the time, I was like, you don't do it. Don't do it to me. Don't do that. Don't do that, My Hero Academia. Please don't make me hate you. And what do you know? We'll get to that. This is where I think My Hero Academia starts leaning into one of the things that I was specifically like, please don't do that, which was just unloading like mountains of exposition that I just didn't care about. I remember, so seasons, I haven't linked it yet actually. 4 through 5, they're pretty alright. Please put it in the B tier. So the next image is season 6. Season 6. Season 6. My Hero Academia, it runs into this problem where it tries to play every part. Like it tries to give an argument for every side. And I think for me, as a consumer of the product, that just pissed me off. Because I was like, well, what are you saying? Like, are you trying to justify terrorism? It was trying to examine, like, this, like, the supervillains got more of a focus in those seasons. And I think this is the other thing about My Hero Academia, I don't think the villains are, like, I just didn't like them. Like, is there any way to come across intimidating if you keep using video game analogies? Like Shigaraki would be like, he's the final boss. I was like, okay. And All For One kept like all he did for majority of his screen time was just like talk through like a box and like sit in a Bacta tank. And I don't know, I just feel like the villains were written weaker. They would make valid critiques about Quirk society and how, you know, people would be left out because they're too preoccupied with heroes and the hero society aspect. And I felt more sympathetic for the villains and actually was understanding their points of view better than the heroes. So like, I don't know what that says about me. My main thing was like, I don't think the heroes get enough repercussion for their actions. So if the narrative is that All Might, the symbol of peace, like was eliminated crime, like the crime rate was at like 0%. If he did that, and that's causing everyone to become less empathetic in the society because they don't have to worry about their own problems, they just have All Might there, why isn't anyone critiquing that? And what was weird was the villains were supposed to do that. Shigaraki was doing that, and then like the story made it so he would lose, and I was like, but that's a valid critique. And like, if we have them win, or have the heroes win, that doesn't eliminate the issue. And I guess I was just confused about that. So the second half of season 6, it was focusing on Midoriya. Midoriya, I think as an MC he did okay, but I feel like his whole like, I want to save people, I was like, you can't apply that to terrorism. Please don't. Like, that's such an unhealthy thing to teach people. And I don't know if like I want to make the argument that My Hero Academia was projecting that argument, but that's what it felt like to me. Like the whole thing about Twice being killed by Hawks, and literally that was what was also funny was they were live streaming it. Like literally his death was live streamed, and I was like, okay, well I guess whatever platform they're streaming on doesn't have like rules against that, so like, oh, all right. Or like are the people in this universe literally so stupid that they can't understand like self-defense. Like, Hawks was acting in self-defense, and if he had let that guy stay alive, he would have killed so many more people. Like, this Twice was aiding and abetting genocide. Like, I don't understand. It pissed me off so much that they kept trying to perpetuate this narrative that, like, Twice was actually a good guy, and the fact that Hawks killed him was, like, a pillar of hero society, like, heroism crumbling. I was like, no, he's literally doing his job. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Season 6, put it in the C tier. So season 7 is, I actually, for all the shit I'm talking about My Hero Academia, I actually do think that its final arc is very well paced and is very well executed. I just don't agree with it. So it kind of delays the main big fight between Midoriya and Shigaraki, and instead focuses on all of the smaller scale battles and all of the other villains. Toga is, I feel like she was supposed to show that one fraction of why Hero Society is not functional is because it was leaving out people like Toga, who had a quirk that was perfectly normal to do creepy things like suck someone's blood out, but it was reprimanding her for just like having that quirk, and it was discriminating against her. But it was weirdly tied into this other plot, which was Ochako's or Uraraka's crush on Deku. That's one of the things, like, I think of My Hero Academia as like my breakup with Shonen, because I was so tired of Shonens doing this thing where they would have a main female hero line and just not have her do anything. Here's the thing, she has one big fight in season 2 against Bakuro, and like kind of is sidelined as a character. So she's not really a main hero line, so to speak, but she's getting focused as one. And I guess I was just like not satisfied enough with that, because I wanted her to do more. And most of all, I wanted her to be independent as a character from Deku. And that's the other thing, love interests in Shonen get the axe so bad. And Uraraka is one of the examples of that. And I feel like her fight was kind of underwhelming. She did like one thing and then gave a speech about love. That bothered me so much. And that was one of the other reasons why I was falling out of love with Shonen. I was so tired of Shonens having really interesting female characters that had the potential to do all of these really cool stuff, and then all of their agency would be stripped away by a male character, basically. Season 7, I honestly feel like more people should have died. I feel like what the argument that heroes were trying to argue for was it would have had more impact on me if one of them died. So season 7, I love how they killed off Bakugo and they just brought him back to life. Season 7, put it in the C tier. I'm committing to that. The final season. Oh boy. The final season. Oh man. Oh jeez. The final season. Okay. So the final season is basically just finishing off the main two villains, which is All For One and Shigaraki. I feel like the fights themselves were okay and pretty good. What I didn't like was it's like revealed by All For One that he's been like masterminding this shit ever since he was like born. Like I just thought like he tried to like Pavlov experiment his dad into like associating certain words with like a dislike of heroism, and how they explained it was like, I made it so you were born, so he already had a daughter, so I made him have a son. I was like, what? That's so, I don't know, I just didn't like that. And it honestly strips away Shigaraki's agency as a character. Because again, he was making a valid critique about hero society. All for one, they were literally just, he was like, you see, the whole time I was the one telling your friends to like heroes, I made you like heroes. And I was just like, that strips away everything about Shigaraki's character and his agency. And I guess it's okay. I guess I like that it made at least one villain kind of black and white. But I just thought that was such a cop-out. So the final season, I do think it's kind of funny that they like had like a nothing epilogue. They basically did an 8-year time skip. They showed everyone's working as a hero now. And I love how the lesson at the end of all this, like how they resolve everything, was like basically having people do normal jobs. And I guess that was like the thing about Quirk Society, was they were giving, too many people were becoming heroes. So it was like this unequal, it was basically creating a caste system. I just thought that was like not satisfying. I don't know, I'm such a little hater. The final season can go shove itself right up its ass. Put it in the detail. My Hero Academia, goodbye. I don't ever want to see you in my life again. Okay, so imagine for a moment, if you will, I'm sitting in my house watching My Hero Academia and thinking, you know, maybe I just don't like this genre. And I was thinking, I think this is going to be my last, like, this is my victory lap, my victory lap, my last shonen. I'm just going to watch slice of life and rom-com shows now all the time. I don't care about shonen. Again, I was so annoyed with how shonen writing tropes were being used and how I just thought they were unequal, especially the female characters. They're either used as sex symbols or just like flooding like love interests, and it strips away their agency. And I was so tired of like finding cool female characters and be like, she's cool, I would hang out with her, I would want to hang out with her one day, and just being let down by them. When I came across Dandadan, I was like, I don't know. They say this is a shonen. I know my pattern. I don't think I'll like it. And let me tell you, what amazes me about Dandadan was literally every gripe with shonen that I had about how it was using writing devices, especially how it was representing male and female characters especially. I was like, that's not possible. This can't exist. There can't be someone this rational and good at like that's not real. And I was so impressed by it. I honestly Dandadan makes me wake. It gives me meaning in my life. I am so obsessed with it. So put it in the S tier, because I'm just gonna glaze it for like the next however minutes. One of the things that amazes me about Dandadan was it literally takes every trope and inverts it. And like, I thought I would have to be like at a very advanced age in my life before I saw a female character be the protagonist of a shonen. And yet, there she is. My reason to live, Momo. Momo Ayase. I've seen stuff about the first episode in the fan service. I'm putting quotations around fan service because the definition of it has changed widely. And fan service used to mean just like something that's nice for the fans. And in no way did it mean like porn, basically. I respect people who would feel uncomfortable watching that first episode, but respectfully, I disagree. The way that nudity is used in Dandadan, I don't feel like it's reeling in any way, and I can understand logically why it's there, and it's not just like some kind of like, you know, exploitative thing. So I disagree with that, and I just think it's great. I honestly, I've seen the arguments and I don't care. Respectfully, I don't care. So I was like dissatisfied with how they were developing couples, because it would feel like all of the work would come from the girl, right? Like, we have so many monologues and dialogues about like why this girl likes the MC and how they're inspiring to them, and it just like and the dude would just be like, yeah, I agree, like such plain base level shit, and I was like frustrated to no end, because like that's not like the basis of a healthy relationship. Like I guess I understand, like genre-wise, that's not what a shonen does. But if you're gonna put that much emphasis into a couple, like in Naruto's case, enough to make a second-gen series, I would argue it's very important. Like, if you're gonna have this whole, if you're gonna launch a whole ass franchise with these couples and their children, like, I feel like the romance aspect has to be developed. And I just wasn't getting that from these other shows. And then in comes Okaroon and Momo, and like my faith is restored. Legitimately, Dandadan is a romance anime. And I think that's what's so brilliant about it, was that it was taking this thing, because shonens, like I said this before, they incorporate romance so often in their main storylines, but they won't actually develop it in a satisfying way. And I was like, there will never come a day where it will feel like it's equal levels of effort, right? I was wrong. I think what's so funny is that Tatsu, the author of the mangaka, he was literally so out of touch with his emotions that his editor made him read 100 romance mangas to make sure he could write romance effectively. And you know what? It actually, I can see it. Like, I've watched so many like rom-coms and slice of life shows that I see it in Dandadan with Momo and Okaroon, and I was like, I can't believe I exist in this timeline where that can happen in a shonen. And I'm continue to be impressed by it, and I would beg you to watch it, because it is so worth the investment. I've been standing for like an hour. I'm out of breath. Yeah, Dandadan restored my faith in shonen and anime in general, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna listen back to this footage and be like, I made no coherent sense. Anyway, that's my time. To the one person in my bio class, you know who you are. I see you. This is the list. I'm not doing this again a third time, but we'll see from a year from now. Okay, go away. Stop watching. Go away.